Alright, welcome everyone. This video, I just wanted to show that you can conduct a complete IFR flight with even live online ETC, just pretty much like real life with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And before I get started, I just want to tell you about the peripherals or the software that I have connected to the sim right now. Simply, I have flight events, which connects the simulator with Foreflight, which I use in in my real life flying. I also have the SPAD.next to connect my Saitek panel and the multi-panel and the switch panel to the simulator. I utilize those, and I also have the Simionic G1000, which mimics possibly about 99% of the real-life G1000 capabilities, and I utilize this one for navigation. Today I'm going to hand fly the entire flight using basic instrument training that I have in real life. In real life, I'm actually a multi-engine instrument training instructor in Europe, and we're going to do the flight today while connected on PilotEdge with a Baron 58 for one of their sky-high ratings, which I'm going to talk about right now. So that's it. So this is the bridge for the Garmin 1000. This is the PilotEdge client. We're going to connect right now to the network and connect it to the network successfully and logged in. So that's done. Here's the Garmin 1000, the G1000. Obviously it's off right now because the aircraft haven't started the aircraft yet, so the avionics or the battery. And this is the SPAD. I'm going to move it out. Okay, so in order to talk about today's flight real quick, here's Foreflight, and we're going to be flying today from Columbia, Georgia, the Dalles Municipal Airport in Oregon, to Kilo Mike Victor, which is McMinnville Municipal Airport in Oregon. And the route today is going to be, we're going to follow the Dalles 1 departure, which I'm going to talk about in a second, then Victor 112 Airway to Bravo Tango Golf VR station, then Victor 287 to Uniform Bravo Golf VR station, and then we're going to do an ILS approach runway 22 at Kilo Mike Victor, McMinnville Municipal Airport. So quickly before we call in and get our IFR clearance, since we're gonna use this departure, let me talk a little bit about what's gonna happen. I'm gonna take off runway 13, and runway 13, it says here, take off runway 13, that I'm climbed to heading 13, intercept radial 165. And as you can see, this is the radial 165. I'm going to intercept it outbound, going south until I reach 4,000 feet. Then I'm going to turn left direct to the VR station, Lima Tango Juliet. And then after that, I am either going to hold east of the VR station with 260 inbound until I reach the minimum en route altitude for my route. And since I felt 8,000, I expect we're going to reach 8,000 before reaching the VOR, so we're not going to have to enter this hold. But if we don't reach 8,000 feet, or actually, I'm sorry, the MIA for the airway right here is actually 7,000. So we have to reach 7,000 feet or more, otherwise we're going to have to enter that hold until we reach that altitude to continue on the Victor airway. Okay, that's it. So I'm going to, before I set up the aircraft or anything, obviously I have to get the clearance. So we're going to call in right now to get the clearance after we start the aircraft. So I'm going to move now the chart out of the way. Go ahead now and we start ready to fly, and we're inside the aircraft. So I'm gonna start with actually fuel valves open, get rid of the yokes, and quickly I'm gonna use the panel now I'm gonna turn both engines up because they all bind it to one starter in the panel, but obviously in real life you start one engine at a time. So batteries on, beacon light on, fuel pump on low on, and mixture ground operations, and we start the aircraft. Here we go, it started. Check the oil pressure. Oil pressure is in the green, and then in that case we turn the alternators on, fuel pump off, and the avionics master on. And we get rid of the warning message here, and we're going to be utilizing, like I said before, the Simionic G1000, which is this unit right here. This one I'm going to utilize for everything, for navigation, for flying, and I'm going to hand fly the entire flight. Okay, so aircraft started. We're good. So we're going to simulate now calling center to get the IFR clearance, and then we're going to set up everything. So first thing is, I just want to say, because the conditions, the real conditions today are below minimum, we're going to say we're going to use custom weather for our flight. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to conduct it successfully. Here we go. So we're going to be utilizing custom weather with this flight. It's no problem until Microsoft fixes the real life weather as we know it. So first thing is we're going to call Seattle Center, or clearance delivery, and 122.2 simulates calling center. Here we go. 122.2 is now the active frequency on COM1. We also need to load up the aircraft. This is supposed to be a passenger flight, so let's come here quick. Fuel, and I'm going to go with the payload. Just make it a very heavy payload for today. Actually, we go back down. I need to add more fuel. So my understanding is the following. The aircraft uses, according to the performance charts, if I'm going to be flying, let's say 8,000 feet, so 2, 4, 6, 8,000 feet at 2300 RPM, 21 inches mercury manifold pressure, and leaned, we're going to lose about 12 gallons per hour per engine. So 24 gallons per hour total. This flight is less than an hour, so we're going to have 2 hours worth of fuel. So maybe 50 gallons are good. And of course, since we're loading passengers and we gotta have to be within the limit, this is within the limit. So we have full load pretty much. That's it. So that's good. Everything's set up okay. And we go ahead now, simulate a call and get that clearance for our flight. And let's bring this here. Okay. And we set up our craft. And destination airport is McMinnville Municipal. McMinnville Municipal. Okay, McMinnville Municipal. And then we're going to copy the clearance as is given to us. Alright, we're logged into the network, 122.2. And we are now at the Dalles. And we'll go ahead and make the call. Seattle Center, Sky High 63. Need to copy IFR clearance to McMinnville Municipal. Custom weather for the Sky 5 rating.
623 Seattle Center is cleared to McMinnville Airport via as filed. Climb and maintain 8,000. Departure with Seattle Center 121.4, squawk 4147. Hold for release.
Clear to McMinnville Municipal as filed. Climb maintain 8,000. Departure frequency or Seattle Center 121.4, squawk 4147. Hold for release for Sky High 623.
Sky High 623, read back correct. Call back on this frequency when you're sure they're on my first in line and ready to go.
Wilco, Sky High 623. Right, we're good now. So we need to set everything up in the plane. So we come back here with our unit. Our squawk is 4147, so transponder code 4147. And since the aircraft doesn't communicate the mode Charlie or the ident feature from the sim to PilotEdge, so we have to use their client. So here's mode C or mode Charlie, and it's set so they can see us right now. 4147. So climb and maintain 8,000. We set the 8,000 feet. 8,000 feet on the altitude. 2992 is the altimeter. Borrow. Here we go. We can double check that, and then we go ahead now and program the flight plan. And like we said, we're going to fly manually. So delete flight plan, clean it up, and we go ahead now and enter the route. Let me bring back the Foreflight. Okay, so we're taking off from Kilo Delta Lima Sierra. Here we go. Kilo Delta Lima Sierra. Okay, the DALS, enter. And then we're going to utilize the DALS 1 departure. I'm not going to really use it. I'm going to fly it manually. So I'm going to put Lima Tango Juliet as a waypoint. Lima Tango Juliet. Okay, as a waypoint. Then after that, I'm going to enter the airway Victor 112, load airway. Victor 112. There it is, enter, and we're going to exit Victor 112 at Bravo Tango Golf. So let me go up, here we go, and load, and then after that, Victor 287, so load airway, enter, Victor 287, enter. We're going to exit that at Uniform Bravo Golf, there it is, enter, and load. And then we have Kilo Mike Mike Victor as our destination, and we can load the approach when we get closer. Kilo Mike Mike Victor, Mike Mike Victor, McMinnville, and we're set here. Just to go back again quickly to the departure procedure. We're going to take off runway 13, so we're going to climb on a 130 heading. Let's set the heading 130. Here we go, heading bug on 130. Sorry, missed that. Go back to 130. That's set. And we're going to intercept Lima Tango Juliet is 112.3. That's the frequency, 112.3. So we'll put that up here. 112.3. And the radial we need to pick, so I'm going to change the CDI. First of all, before I go and leave the GPS flight plan, I want to activate the leg from Lima Tango Juliet to Charlie Alpha Romeo Bravo Yankee. So menu, activate leg, because first thing I'm going to utilize is VOR navigation. So I need to intercept radial 165 outbound until I get to 165. Here we go. 165. Oh, it's tricky. Saitek panel is sensitive. I need to change 166. We'll make it 165 here. Here you go, 165. That's the rate I'm going to intercept outbound till I reach 4,000 feet. Turn left and head back to the VR station. And then after that, I'll intercept the next leg on the GPS. So we're good here. Looks like everything is set. We got the transponder code 4147 per the clearance. And we have 8,000 feet. And let's double check again that the QNH is standard. Should be, by checking the altitude at our airfield. And the altitude is 247. All right, let's double check again. Here we go. Weather. Yeah, 1013 hectopascals. That's and temperature 15 degrees is pretty much standard. Okay, we're good. The baro min that is showing in the GPS is incorrect. This is for another approach, so maybe we want to clear that up. I'm going to clear it up right now. There we go. I don't know why when I press clear it just leaves the menu and I have to manually take it back. If somebody knows another way, I'd be very interested in finding out how to clear this easily. Anyways, bring it back to 0 for now, and then we'll program the minimum for our target approach as we get closer. Okay, so we're getting rid of this. Boom, and that's it. Looks like okay, we're ready to taxi now. So bring back the, set to call back when we are number 1 for departure. We are here in this corner. We need to cross runway 07 and then taxi holding point runway 13. So we switch back now to the, we need to set up our frequencies real quick, first of all. So the most important thing right now is obviously I need to make this smaller so I can see from outside the aircraft. That's good enough. Bring it down here, which is good, and I'll leave this one on the left. And we're pretty much set here except for setting up the frequencies. So the CTAF frequency, the Common Traffic Advisory frequency here, is 123.0. So I'll come back to COM2 actually. I'll activate COM2. Here you go. COM2 now is active. So in that case, I'll just come down here and I'll put the two frequencies, the CTAF 123.0 and I'll put 122.2, leave it on the top, and the departure frequency that was given to us for Seattle Center is 121.4, so I'll put this one here, 121.4, so I can switch quickly. So anyways, we're right now on COM2, so it doesn't matter, we're on the CTAF, and we can start talking to people here at the Dallas. Alright, we're good. I'll put this down for now, and we just utilize, and we start taxiing to the holding point. Dallas traffic, Barron Sky High 623 over at the West Tech Aero hangars. We'll taxi now to holding point runway 13. We'll cross runway 07. We'll hold short at 07 and announce when we cross the Dallas. Right, so we go ahead now, release the brakes. And oh, that aircraft is heavy. And of course, this some of the interesting glitches of Microsoft Simulator, putting these lights and everything. So I have to do a sharp turn to avoid running over this light. And we're good now, and we can go back to the center line. Alright, we're good. Okay, we slow down here. It's holding point for the other
Approaching runway 07.
That's not the runway we're interested in. We need to cross this guy. The Dallas traffic, Sky 623, cross runway 07 from the west. The Dallas. Clear, approach sector clear, right side clear. We turn all the lights on when we cross the runway, including strobes, so lights are on. We go ahead and cross the runway. Everything looks good.
Entered runway 07, 1,341 meters remaining.
Right, so we're gonna have to cross the runway. We're good. It's clear. Taxiing to runway 13. Leave all the lights on anyways and get the aircraft ready. I'm going to skip, of course, operational procedures for the aircraft, because this is not the point of this video. The point of this video is to show that you can conduct IFR operations. Okay, so I'll put flaps take off, fuel pump on, all lights on, mixture fully rich, and we're ready. We're taxiing now to holding point runway 13. So we're going to climb 13 heading. I'm going to intercept the radial. Here you go, here's the holding point. Obviously, we're not going to get into the runway until we get released for departure.
Approaching runway 13.
Okay, we stop right here and we call to get released for departure. And let's do that real quick. We're going to switch now back to COM 1. Back on COM 1. And we're good. Seattle Center Sky 623 ready for a departure IFR out of Columbia George Regional.
Sky 623 Seattle Center release for departure. Clearance of Boyd is not off by 1710 Zulu. Time now 1704. If not off within 6 minutes, call back within 10 minutes with your intentions. Change flight frequency is approved.
Alright, we'll call back release for departure. Time now 1704 until 1717. If not, we'll call you within 10 minutes. If we have other intentions, Sky 623, change frequency approved.
And Sky High 623, just for verification, clearance void at 1710.
1710, correction. Thank you, Sky 623. Okay, good. We'll go now. Alright, ready to go. Switch the frequency now to the CTAF. Well, here's departure, and we go back to the CTAF on COM2. Dallas traffic, Sky 623, we'll take off runway 13, climbing straight ahead on 130 heading Dallas. Alright, that's it. We go. And that means I can go back now to COM 1.
Approaching runway 13. Entered runway 13, 1,524
Approach
meters
sector,
remaining.
approach sector clear, right side clear, and we're good to go. Runway 13 identified, and takeoff. Takeoff power set, hand still on the throttle in case we need to reject. airspeed alive, engine instruments all green. Need to reach at least minimum control speed, red line, rotate at 90, and rotate. Straight ahead. Here we go. Positive rate, gear up. Very sensitive. Okay, lights off. Fuel pump off. Flaps up. Climbing 130 heading. Trim the plane. That's a good. And reduce the power. Set. Engine instruments all green. After takeoff checklist completed. So climb straight ahead until we intercept that radial 165 outbound. Alright, we're good now. We're going to change frequencies. I want to pitch down a little. Don't want to climb too. We're good. And after takeoff checklist completed, and we contact them, and he's going to ask us to ident. So go back now to COM 1. I think we are on COM 1 now, so we can talk to him. Aircraft is trimmed, things are good. Wow. I need to minimize this for now. How's the view? Fantastic. Alright, climbing straight ahead. Here we go. Seattle Center Sky 623, 1,800, climbing 8,000, and the Dells 1 departure.
Sky 623, Seattle Center, radar contact 10 miles south, click attack VR, Saitek, altitude leaving.
Now 2,200, and we're using custom weather, Sky 623.
Sky 623, roger, the Dallas altimeter 3017.
3017, Sky 623. Center the heading block. We're going to fly manually. Here we go. Intercepting the radial. Okay. Alright, so we can now pitch up a little more. Increase our rate of climb.
Caution, TFR ahead.
It's radial 165 outbound, and at 4,000 feet, going to turn left. To the VOR station. So we're doing good. Let's come back here. Here's the plane. And flying IFR. Aircraft is trimmed. Following the instruments manually. No need for autopilot. Very good. $4,000. We turn left now to the VR station. I think 25 degrees is good for rate 1 turn. Try to trim the nose up a little when you're turning because you're losing lift. You want to keep climbing. We want to go back to the VR station. Remember, we need to reach 7,000 feet before reaching there. I think we're going to be good, definitely. 25 degrees. Press the course. That's what we need to do to get to the VR station. Get closer. Again. That's a little aggressive. Anyways, here we go. That's it. Now center the heading bug. Okay, pitch down a little. You want to go below. Yeah, that's good. There you go. Fly manually. Good. This is now the radar we're going to follow back. Nice turning back. $1,000 to go. Stop pitching down a little. Okay, here we go. 100 to go. Bring it down. Climbing slowly. Need to now bring the power back. Here we go. So 24 is good. Or 23 actually. That's good. 21. And then we're going to trim it to about 2.5 degrees. Going to be good. Trim the plane. Here's our 8,000. We're good. We have 9 nautical miles to reach. That's it. Aircraft is trimmed. Just keep like doing small adjustments. And we'll be good to go. A little bit. Also want to turn on the prop sync real quick. Here you go. And since it's almost a 90-degree turn on the next leg, so I would say about 1.5 nautical miles before the VR station, we're going to turn left. We filed for 180 tourist speed. We're good. We're close to 180 with this power setting. Don't need the power setting anymore. We're good now. Let's go back here. A little bit to the left. Bring it back. Monitor the altitude. Go again. Getting sensitive because we're getting close. And 3.5 nautical miles. TME. Back down. 2.7. a little. Okay, 1.5, switch the CDI, and we start turning left. 25 degrees. Catch the next leg. Watch the altitude. Okay, center the heading bug. And trim the aircraft again properly. I'm going to stay at between 0 and 2.5 degree pitch. It keeps it there at this power setting. And we're good to go. That's it. We're in the vector airway now. What you need to do is fly and scan. I'll keep correcting. And just very slight touches on the trim. Alright, I think we should take a look outside. Quick. I mean, Microsoft Flight Simulator is famous for this beautiful scenery. Wow. Breathtaking. There you go. And bring back our navigation aids, and I'm flying with Simionic G1000. Again, no autopilot. Fly manually. Old school. I'm pretty much almost not touching the yoke at all. Nothing. Aircraft is trimmed. It's got the correct power pitch setting. Minor corrections on the trim. Simple touches, and the aircraft is flying beautifully. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the approach we're gonna choose today. Said it's gonna be ILS procedure approach ILS, and we're gonna request it from Bravo Tango Golf. We don't have to go all the way to Uniform Bravo Golf. It actually saves time because otherwise we're gonna have to do a procedure turn if we come from Uniform Bravo Golf. If we start as Bravo Tango Golf, right up here as our initial approach fix, in that case we're going to fly right straight in. Makes life easy. Keep scanning the instruments. Don't lose your track or altitude. So we add to the route. And to brief the approach, and I want to make this one a little bit more less transparent, makes it easy. Okay. So it looks here. This is the ILS approach runway 22 at McMinnville Municipal. And this is the most recent chart. And the localizer frequency is 110.9er. So let's go ahead now and just put this approach in GPS procedure. Select approach. And ILS, we're not going to have vectors as initial program. We said Bravo Tango Golf, enter. And the minimum, parametric minimum, moving a little bit to the left, let's not deviate from the track. The minimum here is 361, that's the decision altitude for the ILS, it's a precision approach, so I'm going to put 370 because I cannot put 361 here, 370. You go 370, enter, and we're just going to load it. Just be ready. Okay, and also we need to clean things up a little. I'm not sure I'm going to take all these, but I want to clear at least the airport destination from the waypoints. And we're going to remove everything in the middle before. Okay, let's not deviate to the left. Come back. 8,000. Here we go, we're good here. Alright, to continue the briefing. Here we go. Good. Localizer frequency 110.9er, it's already set automatically by the Garmin 1000 when you selected the approach. And the touchdown zone elevation is 161 feet. That's what I'm concerned about. And then weather 135.675, but we're not concerned about that because we're using custom weather. If not, we would listen to it and set the altimeter accordingly. But weather is not simulated well in Microsoft Flight Simulator now. It should get fixed with a patch released at the end of September 2020, according to what they announced. Alright, so we know the frequencies already. It says DME required. We have that already, so we're fine. And we're going to be approaching from Bravo Tango Golf. Well, first of all, the minimum sector altitude, 3,100. We're good to go because we are going to be coming in at 8,000 at the initial approach fix. And then we're going to follow the altitudes on the chart. After that, we're going to descend to 3,100 right here at Tukbu. Continue descending 2,900, and that's where we intercept the localizer. We're going to intercept the localizer at 2,900. And then wait for the glide slope to come in. We follow the glide slope down. In case a minimum or 361 feet, that's the decision altitude. In case of a missed approach, we're not going to do circling. We're going to land runway 22. In case of a missed approach, we're going to climb 900 feet.
Sky 623, contact Portland approach 124.35.
124.35, Sky High 623. Thank you. 124.35. 124.35. Portland approach, Sky High 623, level at 8,000, custom weather.
Sky 623, Portland approach, roger.
Okay, so for the missed approach, just to go back to what we were saying, we will climb 900 feet and climbing right turn to 3,000 via heading 069er to Uniform Bravo Golf VOR and radial 204 and hold VOR DME 6 nautical miles. Let's take a look at this quickly depicted on the chart. Here we go. It's going to climb right turn, intercept the radial, and go. And the whole thing is at 6 nautical miles, as you can see right here. From Uniform Bravo Golf, standard right turn, so it's going to be a direct entry if needed. And again, we're going to be climbing to 3,000 and then ETC up to 6,000. So we have to set 3,000 when we capture the glide slope. And we see how it goes from there. Alright, so back again on our track. We're good. Looks like we're getting closer. This Portland approach, sky high 623 request.
Sky high 623, go ahead.
I'd like to request the ILS runway 22 approach from Bravo Tango Golf as initial approach fix as published, sky high 623.
Sky 623, I have your request.
Sky 623. Okay. We're good. Hopefully this 2 knot or 3 knot wind from Microsoft Flight Simulator that never changes is going to get fixed soon. Of course, if we had wind from the left or from the right, we would fly with a wind correction angle. But again, the G1000 really makes life easy when it comes to these things. Okay, let's go ahead and check our instruments again real quick. It looks like we're good. Fuel quantity is good. Everything is in the green. And we're fine. Very good. I'm literally right now not touching anything. I'm not touching the yoke. Making very small corrections with like 2 fingers to the plane to maintain the altitude on the track. Very small correction of the trim. Zoom out a little. There we go. So again, if we do not get our clearance for the approach before Bravo Tango Golf, we'll continue on the filed route. And then in that case, we'll do the approach from Uniform Bravo Golf instead, and we'll have to do the procedure turn. Yeah, it's going to be more time, but no problem. Minimize these guys for a second, take a look outside. Simply amazing. Okay, back in again. Okay, a little bit of a trim up. I'm setting a trend, but if you're within plus or minus 100 feet from your target altitude, that would be good within standards, I would say. gonna do some corrections after this. If we get the clearance, we need to be ready with what we're gonna delete. No, no, no. Here we go. Just real quick, just to be ready, the CTAP frequency for McMinnville is 123. We'll put that in the backup frequency. Point zero. There you go. So that's ready right there. Nose down a little. And stay within 100 feet, plus or minus, from the target altitude of 8,000 feet. Or clear, you know, the cleared altitude.
Okay, 623 across the battleground VOR at 8,000, cleared ILS runway 22 approach.
Well, cross Bravo Tango Golf at 8,000, cleared for ILS runway 22 approach, sky 63, thank you. Right, in that case, we'll go to flight plan now, and we start deleting stuff. We don't need any of this. Actually, I can activate the approach straight up. Okay, procedure, activate approach. Here we go. That's it. So now we got the clearance. And since it's almost a 90-degree turn, I'd say 1.5 nautical.
Oakland clearance, good evening, UPS 561 Heavy with information Lima IFR to Ontario, please.
UPS 561 Heavy, Oakland clearance, clear the Ontario Airport, candle for departure, Lotion transition. Then as filed, climb via the SID, squawk 3436.
We're cleared via candle for departure, Lotion transition, then as filed, climb via the SID 3436 with squawk UPS 561 Heavy.
UPS 561 Heavy, remain correct. Oakland clearance, good morning, FedEx 1864 Heavy, IFR to LAX, please. FedEx 1864 Heavy, Oakland clearance, clear Los Angeles Airport, candle for departure, eBay transition, and as filed, climb via the SID, squawk 4477. Clear to LAX, candle for departure, eBay transition as filed, climb via SID, squawk 4477, UPS, correction, FedEx 1864 Heavy.
I'm going to send now to 3,100.
FedEx 1864 Heavy, reback right.
Reduce the power. Just reduce the manifold pressure. The aircraft is going to descend. There we go, on 3,100 target altitude. There we go. We're good now. Right. Okay, so 110.9 is the frequency for the localizer. Okay, do OBS. There we go. Very good. Sending nicely. And the track back. Okay, mixture rich. We're descending now. And minimum sector altitude we're good because we're following the published approach altitudes. So in that case we can descend. You can descend below the minimum sector altitude under 3 different circumstances: being radar vectored, following a published approach altitudes, or obviously in VMC VFR. take a look outside real quick. Beautiful. That is the beauty of this simulator for sure. Back inside.
Destination ASOS is 135.675.
1,000 to go. Again, there's an issue with the weather right now in the simulator. I'm not going to deal with the weather right now, so I'm using custom weather for this flight until the end of the month when they fix this problem. But now we need to pay attention to the fact that we're reaching our target altitude. We cannot be below 3,100 at this point. So we have to stop our descent 3,100. That warning sound from the G1000 when you set the altitude gives you a warning 1,000 feet before you reach your target altitude. Okay, so far so good. Okay, there are three numbers I'd like to write on the chart every time I'm doing an approach. The 1,000 above, which is 1161. Maybe the 1161. 500 to minimum, which is 861. 861, and we have the minimum, which is 361. That's when I'm going to do my callouts. Okay, approaching the target altitude. Gotta focus on this now. Minimize this. Go back to the left. And add power. Again, 21. And we should maintain 3,100 with that power setting. Pitch about 2.5 degrees and we should be okay. It's all about power, pitch, settings, folks. Makes flying manually so easy when you know your aircraft. Let's check our instruments again. Everything is in the green. Fuel is good. And we're ready to go. Okay, so we're approaching the next waypoint. Here we go. Then the next altitude you need to descend to is 2,900, and that's when we're going to intercept the localizer and wait for Mr. Glide Slope. Okay, bring this down.
Oakland ground, UPS 561 heavy with information Lima for taxi, please.
UPS 561 heavy, Oakland ground, which 30 taxi via Bravo Whiskey.
Bravo Whiskey to 30, UPS 561 heavy.
Okay, next altitude is 2,900. We said that. Okay, we're about to pass this point. Okay, descending now to 2,900. Here's the power a little. That's good enough. Bring it back to 21. gonna intercept 2,900. And it's not quite a 90-degree turn, a little bit less. I'll say about 1 nautical mile before the waypoint we start the turn, and we change the CDI to the localizer. Actually, 0.8 nautical miles sounds good. It's actually about 1/3, about 30-degree turn to the right.
Sky 623, no traffic observed between you and the McMinnville Airport at this time. Radar services are terminated. Report cancellation of IFR or Mr. Approach Airborne on this frequency, or you can cancel on the ground within 5 minutes of landing on 122.2. Change the advisor frequency is approved.
Welco, change frequency approved. Call you from the ground. Sky High 623, thanks. We'll go 1 nautical mile. So CDI. And the final approach course is, as we said before, okay, we turn right now. See, here we go. And we intercept 2,900. Stay to intercept. Okay, we search frequency now. We're good. And we maintain 2,900. Let's not go down below until the glide slope comes, and we're good to go. Here you go. Center the heading bug. It helps, and we stay here. Okay, final approach course. We are now approximately 8 nautical miles out on final. Okay. McMinnville traffic, parent Sky High 623. 8 nautical mile final, runway 22, McMinnville traffic. Okay, so now glide slope half scale, reducing speed, so I put the power down, prop full forward, pitch up, maintain your alt until you drain the speed, and now gear down, lights on, fuel pump on, and start with the power. 10, we're going to trim the aircraft to 0.
Terrain ahead.
1 second. Here we go. And if we set the manifold pressure to 10, yeah, this is good. So now we just need to pitch 2.5 degrees. And we're going to stay on the glide slope. Okay, in that case, flaps approach. And that's it, folks. That's all you need to do. Landing checklist, we got lights on, gear down 3 greens, fuel pump on, flaps approach, power set, looks like runway is free, landing checklist completed, and very easy to maintain the glide slope if they have the right power pitch setting. Like I said, about 2.5 degrees, here we go, at this power setting we'll be okay. And we have the 3 magic numbers on the chart that I put here, and read them out loud. There you go. Now we need to pitch up a little, catch up with this glide slope. Still above blue line speed. Give it some more power, I guess. Just a little bit. Still a little bit. Okay, now bring it back down. Just about to 10. Don't forget the localizer.
Alert. Terrain ahead.
Okay, relax. Foreflight is very aggressive when it comes to these notifications. I'm looking outside. We're still looking at the instruments.
2 mile final runway 22.
1,000 above, stabilized. $500 to minimum. Runway is free.
$500.
Minimum is 361. Minimum.
Minimums.
Continue.
Minimums.
Just continue that. Okay, here we go. Idle. Very good. Stall sound when you land is good. Okay, I'm braking. We're good, and we have to call him back. I'm gonna exit here. Flaps up. Fuel pumps off. Okay, and we stop right here. And we call McMinnville traffic, Sky 63, clear of runway 22, taxiing to the hangars at Pocket Aviation via Alpha, McMinnville. And then we call back 122.2. He told us to call back on 122.2 to cancel IFR while we taxi. Here we go. We taxi. Seattle Center, Sky High 63 on the ground at McMinnville Municipal. Cancel IFR. Thank you for your help.
Sky 623 is Portland approach. Thanks. IFR cancellation received today.
Have a good day, sir.
EPS 561 into contact NorCal departure.
And we go back to our TAP frequency. And we taxi to Pocket Aviation. I don't need this guy anymore. Minimize. And go left here, slow down a little. And that's it, folks. And this is actually the first leg of two-leg flight for this rating. So we're gonna park here and set up for the next flight, maybe another video. Well, all I wanted to do is to show everyone that yeah, you can conduct IFR, you can fly proper IFR with this in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Enjoy beautiful scenery. And just to be frank, yes, we have issues with the weather. They're gonna get resolved at the end of this month, and you can utilize the Simionic G1000 as I have. As you can see here, very powerful tool. And thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, just you can post your questions below the video, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Have a good day. Let's do the shutdown procedure. Okay, so brakes. Okay, close the stuff. Here we go. Down, down, Okay, brakes are on and everything off electrical. Here you go, except for the beacon light. Avionics off. Shut down left engine. Shut down the right engine. Okay, and alternators off. Beacon light off. Battery light off. And that's it. Thank you everyone for watching. And we have arrived. Have a good day.